What's up guys, it's Brianna and today I have kind of a fun video for us. Today is going to be telling you guys about my hamster confession stories because as hard as we try, us pet owners are never going to be perfect. Like, it's just a fact. And now pretty much all of like these mistakes or confessions or whatever were made when I was a lot younger, as in like 7 or 8 years old, so when I first started with hamsters. And I have to say, like, compared to a lot of other kids that I've seen, when I was that young, I actually did a ton of research on hamsters and all of my pets because I just had a passion for animals. I don't think that these mistakes were necessarily made because I was so young, except for one of the mistakes. They were mainly made because I was a new hamster owner. Anyways, that was too long of a talk. Let's get into my hamster confessions. Alright, I have them all written out on my phone and I think I have them going in order from like least worst to worst, so this will be fun. Number 1. Okay, so my first hamster confession is I did return a hamster last year, was it? I think I bought one. I never showed her to my Instagram, I never showed her to my YouTube or Twitter. I purposely didn't do that because I think when I bought her I kind of knew that she wasn't the one. Yeah, I still went with her. She was a black Syrian hamster. She had like cute little white mittens. Her name, get ready for it, it was I think it was cheesecake with a 4, watermelon something. I did not give her that name. I basically took a picture of her and sent her in a group chat with 3 of my guy friends and I was like, you guys can name her if you want. So they all pitched in a name and it was awful. Never let your friends name your hamster. So I had her for about a week and I just wasn't feeling it with her, so I did end up returning her. And I know like some people might think like, oh, that's so mean to return a hamster, but the thing is that if I did keep her, I would give her the bare minimum of playtime. I wouldn't be handling her a lot and we'd have minimal interaction. So honestly, if she did stay with me, I don't think she would have had that much greater of a life. Number 2. Okay, so if any of you guys remember my Syrian hamster Milo, he was a long-haired banded male Syrian hamster, absolutely one of the most sweetest hamsters I've ever had. And Milo, if you guys remember, came to me from one of my mom's friends. So what happened is that we actually went to their house for a birthday party and I saw their hamster and they're like, hey, our daughter's going to college, do you want her hamster? And I was like, yeah. So when I brought him home, I didn't have an extra bin cage ready for him, so I had to keep him in that 10-gallon for a little bit of time. And somehow, to this day, I have no idea, Milo got out. And he didn't get out once, he got out twice while he was in that cage. So the first time, I didn't even know he got out. I woke up the next day and my mom said, hey, Milo got out last night. I was like, oh my gosh, what? Where is he? She's like, oh, he's safe. So what happens is that somehow he got into the garage and Max, my yellow Labrador, actually started barking when he heard Milo. And so my mom went downstairs to check. And then she heard Milo like scratching. She was like, what is that noise? She went over and it's like Milo behind a cabinet scratching and like trying to dig or something. And then he escaped a second time. And so he was actually gone for about a day. And I was looking around the house one time and I was just like so upset that I just started opening cabinets and like moving things around. And then he was behind like this Clorox box in a cabinet and I was so relieved when I found him. So no matter how hard you try, when you end up having so many hamsters like I have, one of them is bound to get out at one point, but we haven't had any cases in 2016, so this is a good year so far. Number 3. Alright, so here is another hamster escaping story. My second hamster ever was a little robo hamster named Chewie. He actually had red eyes and he was the sweetest hamster. Like, this hamster put up so much with me. So to this day, I still have no idea how Chewie did this because he was living in a Habitrail cage and he somehow got out of his cage in the middle of the night. Again, my hamster's escaping in the middle of the night, but he ran into my parents' room. He just like picked up a pencil by the end and just started like banging it on the floor. At least that's how my dad described it. And my dad wakes up, he rolls over, looks down to the side of his bed, and he just sees Chewie with the end of a pencil in his mouth and he's just banging it on the floor. So he picks Chewie up, he brings him over to his cage, puts him in, closes the cage. So that was Chewie's one adventurous night. I hope that he liked it. Number 4 was sad. Why am I dumb? Alright, so here is when the hamster confessions start getting bad. When I was little, I used to keep my hamsters in this Habitrail cage. And I really should have like cleaned this or something. It's so dusty from not being used for so many years. But like, guys, can we just see the size difference of these cages? Like, these two hamsters, like, look at that. It's not even, it doesn't even take up a quarter of this cage. Okay, I'm blocking the cage. And then for two hamsters, look, it just fits right inside. Honestly, incredible how little pet stores make these cages and sell them, because this is clearly not big enough for one hamster, let alone two. Number 5. So not only did I keep my first few hamsters in this cage, but when I had, let's see, my first hamster was Teddy and my second hamster was Chewie, I kept them on cedar bedding. Ah, I know that's a bad one. So if you guys don't know, cedar and aspen wood shavings are bad for your hamster because I forget exactly, but it's like when something in your hamster's urine comes into contact with something in the bedding, it can create some sort of thing that is bad for your hamster's lungs and can cause respiratory problems. Number 6. Okay, this is my last hamster confession, and this one's a bad one. I made my second hamster Chewie swim. I don't know what was going through my head at that age. I was just like, my dog can swim, my parakeets like to take baths, I see them do it, my doves like to take baths, my hamster would probably like to take baths. No. So it's basically what it is. I made Chewie swim, and then after I made him swim, I blow dried him. But I specifically remembered making sure that like the blow dryer wasn't hot. It wasn't really hot air, it was like the cool air. But once I learned my hamster shouldn't swim, I made sure my hamsters never swam again. So just to clarify, do not let your hamster swim because it can take away important oils from their fur. Plus, hamsters aren't made to swim, they're desert animals. Alright, little Sardine was out, so I decided to end the video with her. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys! I'm gonna give you a bath one day. Ooh, but with sand, not with water. She's so cute. Oh, you're so cute. I will eat you one day. I'm just gonna chop you up, chop your little fluff up and eat you. Mom.